Before I start, I would like to ask you three simple questions. Raise your hand if growing up you were taught that good people always say yes. Raise your hand if you were also taught that success means having more money, more marks, more medals. Okay, great. Raise your hand if you were also taught now, very recently, to question some of those lessons. Hi, I just turned 20, and yes, I have started to question everything. I think my parents are silently waiting for my teenage rebellion to wear off because that would mean more peace in the house. But hey, to what extent am I to blame? All my life, I've been told that more is good. More money, more marks, more hustle, more everything. Almost as if my self-worth is determined by how much more I have. It's a signifier of success in our country. And even the symbols reflect that belief. Plus is positive, minus is negative. But today, I'm here to flip the script. That yes, plus is good, but minus is better. Because growth isn't always about adding. Sometimes it's about stripping away. You know, one of the most profound conversations I've ever had was with my best friend's father, Khila uncle. It is from him I learned why unlearning, that is, taking away from yourself, is as important as adding on to yourself. We were talking about growth when he gave me the example of how stone sculptures are made. The karigar takes a big shapeless rock and starts chipping away at the edges with his tools to make room for sharper corners and more shaped features. He doesn't add anything to it to make it more beautiful. He doesn't need to. Instead, he subtracts. He chisels away at the excess until what remains is art. Now think of yourself as that rock. You're being shaped constantly by the spiritual force you believe in, by your destiny, your hard work, and more importantly, you yourself. But before any of that can take form, excavation becomes the first step, unlearning. Because unfortunately, you and I, we are buried under deep layers of socio-cultural conditioning, under layers of all the shame we are told to carry, all the pride we are encouraged to fake, and of course, all the dreams that were never really asked to chase. And here's the catch. False responsibility and freedom cannot eat from the same plate. You cannot grow into yourself while living for someone else. I remember the exact moment I realized I was living someone else's idea of perfection and not mine. That realization, my friends, was freedom. It didn't feel like one of those eureka moments they show in Bollywood movies. It was quieter, like a weight lifted off my chest, like my wings put back on, like my toe rings removed. My mother is a maths teacher. She laughed at me when I asked her if she'd teach addition to kids first or subtraction. Because both are pretty much the same, right? I mean, what a dumb question to ask. But then she hesitated. She'd gotten the answer. Addition, because it's easy. Then subtraction, because in the most theoretical sense of things, you have to teach the kids the process of borrowing over for them to be able to subtract bigger numbers, which is also where most of them go wrong. And isn't that just the most perfect metaphor for life? Addition is easy. Subtraction is hard. Because it asks us to carry things differently, to let go, to dig deep, to recalculate. And let me be honest, that road, less traveled, is never easy. Unlearning is not easy, it's messy, it's uncomfortable, and often it's lonely. Because you're not just questioning ideas, you're questioning identities. You are rewiring instincts that society has applauded you for all your life. You are questioning beliefs that have been passed down for generations. What you are doing is you are attending 100 funerals, all layers of your own past self. which is why it also feels like betrayal to your community, to your culture. For me, it felt like a betrayal to my own parents, and even before that, to my own self. Hence, people avoid it. But here's what no one told me, and what no one's going to tell you. That we need that emptiness. We need that space to invite something truer, more aligned. Just like the sculptor needs empty space to reveal beauty, you and I, we need to remove what's not us to rediscover who we are. And yes, it hurts. It's supposed to. But pain doesn't always mean you're breaking down. Sometimes it means you're breaking open. It is only when I leaned into that discomfort that life sent me two of the country's most influential people to help me relearn what I am telling you today. At the 2024 Infosys Symposium in Bangalore, I had the pleasure of interacting with Mr. Narayan Murthy. And do you know what my biggest takeaway from our conversation was? It was not his accolades, not his wealth. It was the fact that he waited to talk to my mother, who'd been a huge fan of his ever since she was a child, on video call, even though he was running late for another meeting. In that moment, I was forced to subtract everything I thought I knew about success. The ego, the entitlement, the detachment, it all fell apart. Instead, I learned humility. 2 months later, I met Dr. S. Somnath, the man who took Bharat to the moon with Chandrayaan 3. I expected a presence in grand extremes, and I was so intimidated by just the idea of him that I was ready to stay shut during the entire meeting. Also because I was going to be the youngest in the room, and in our country, the young don't know anything about how the world runs, do they? Well, instead, he listened. He asked me how college was going, what I wanted to do, what I wanted to become. He told me about his daughter, who was around the same age as me. I was again, and happily so, forced to unlearn everything I thought how power was supposed to behave. All my life, I had been fed the notion that the more you speak, the more people follow. The more successful you are, the more arrogant you become. And the younger you are, the lesser you matter. But Dr. Somnath undid a lifetime's worth of assumed impositions in 1 hour. He taught me that real power listens. Real power connects. Real power doesn't raise its voice, it raises others. So, here's my invitation to you. Reimagine who you are, not by being more, but by letting go of what no longer serves you. Let go of the outdated labels, the borrowed dreams, the expectations someone else threw on you when you were a child who did not know better. You don't need to add a new version of yourself. You just need to subtract what was never really you to begin with. Because just like the sculptor with his chisel, your truest form is already inside you. You just need to be brave enough to allow it to emerge. Be brave enough to challenge the status quo. So yes, plus is good, but minus is magical. Because sometimes becoming everything you were meant to be means letting go of everything you were told to be. That's my time, and I leave you with this. What are you holding on to that's holding you back? Thank you.